We've got with us in the studio right now one of our colleagues from NAI NP Dodge. Brian Thomas is with us. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, everybody.
Good to have you back. A lot of people remember you because you periodically will guest co-host.
Oh, yeah.
When one of us is vacationing or slacking or anything like that. We always appreciate that.
By one of us, you mean Trenton.
By Trenton, yeah.
Let's just go ahead and get on the record for that.
I'm a professional slacker, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Anyway, in addition to his work as a commercial real estate broker, our friend Brian is also Director of Workforce Housing Initiatives with the Housing Foundation of Sarpy County. And we have with us Carolyn Pospisil. She is the Executive Director of the Housing Foundation of Sarpy County. Good morning, Carolyn.
Good morning, guys. Thank you very much for having me on.
Absolutely. And thank you for joining us. And I'm going to start, and you two can just decide who answers what. But first of all, give us the 30,000-foot view of the Housing Foundation of Sarpy County. What exactly is it?
As an overarching, we are the foundation, hopefully, for Sarpy County for development. At this point, we do three major things. We develop, and so we're doing some of our own development and within the workforce and with some low-income housing possibilities. Then we also advocate. We've made partnerships at the state, local levels in regards to affordable housing and working on things in that direction and bills that can work towards making that an easier thing to do. And then we partner, and this is our biggest. We do partner with other developers that have come to Sarpy County. We want to get as many people to do affordable housing and workforce housing in Sarpy County as we can. At this point, we've had some big successes, and having those partnerships has been the key to that.
So you concentrate on workforce housing, meaning housing for employees, I assume. Do you coordinate with the cities within Sarpy County?
Oh, we sure do. Right now, the focus that we have is on Bellevue. We have the CDBG, or Community Development Block Grant, has assisted in us having Brian, having him on board, and so we can focus on Bellevue, but as Sarpy County as a greater whole. We do have partnerships with the city, or with Bellevue, and then with Papillion. La Vista is great about having their own development and focus on what they need to have. We haven't done as much in Gretna, but we look forward to being able to do that in the future.
Brian, what kind of housing stock do you concentrate on, and does the organization concentrate on? Is it apartments, single family, row houses, or what?
Yeah, so let me answer that in just a minute. And I think for the listening audience, the reason that I personally got involved in this is because the creation of workforce housing is really an imperative to economic development and economic growth. So looking at the existing housing stock, most of the developments that are going on in Sarpy County and the metro have all been, planned unit developments. Many of them have starting price points of $375,000 and above, and that's just not, from a business and economic development, that's not sustainable for growth in our area. We have to increase the stock in homes that are in the 200 to 250 range for primarily two groups of people. Senior citizens who are looking to downsize their homes, and they don't want to go into one of the fantastic facilities like Hillcrest and some of these others. They want to still live independently.
They're more active.
Yeah, and secondarily, young professionals. Here, in the state of Nebraska, we want to retain talented young professionals. We do not want them to move out of state into other areas, but we can't ask a young 20-something-year-old college graduate to jump into a $400,000 mortgage.
Okay, so what kind of housing stock are we talking about then?
So what we're talking about are homes that are duplexes, triplexes, row homes, townhomes, smaller single-family residences. I'm sure all of us here that have a little bit of gray hair and gray beard would remember that most of us did not jump into a house that was 2,600 square feet. Most of us began at homes that were somewhere closer to maybe 1,000 to 1,200.
Are these rental or purchase?
They're for both.
So are you guys advocating the construction of smaller lot housing, smaller dwelling units, duplexes, triplexes, those sorts of things, condos? And if so, is there something that needs to happen to make those types of building projects more palatable for developers? Because I keep hearing from home builders that you can't build an expensive house anymore.
Well, so I'm going to turn this over to Carolyn because we began this workforce housing initiative. We really picked it up in September. And just in September, we've already had several successes working with Nebraska DED, our foundation, and the city. So, Carolyn, I'll let you talk about some of the successes we've had.
Well, we've had quite a bit in the senior area. We have properties that have gone in Bellevue as Cardinal Commons, and those would be villa-style units. And then we have, sorry about that. And then we have Deer Creek, which is a family property. Those are available in Bellevue as well. Founders Ridge is out in Papillion, and that property is a tax credit property that's been able to do some work at the workforce level housing. And then we also have a brand new development that's going in at 72nd and Capehart. That is a development with Hoppy development out of Lincoln. And they are doing a mixed income, mixed use community. And that'll provide a portion that will provide units both at the affordable and workforce level. Those workforce housing and what we have within our own organization is 11 townhomes that are going up. And those will be at the workforce level. So those homes will be around $250,000 when they sell. And then there's also partnerships in that same area with Habitat for Humanity, and they'll be doing some units, and then Hoppy themselves will be doing units as well.
Carol,
we also have,
Go ahead.
And then that's good. And then Cardinal Commons and Founders Ridge have been senior. Deer Creek's family, and then a significant amount of stuff that's going in for Hoppy. We also just recently received a grant to do single-family homes, and those will be done 13 units at a time, and we expect those to sell for the $225,000 range. And those partnerships have just recently been funded, so hopefully we can get those moving as fast as possible.
Sounds good. Explain how the incentives work and how the developers benefit as well as the buyers or tenants.
Well, with development, with what we are able to partner with is to help navigate those grants that are out there and make sure that we're on top of what is available.
Is it coming from the state, the federal government, the city?
Those are coming from different directions. The federal government has provided funds through Community Development Block Grant, most recently through disaster recovery. Those are units that will replace the 399 units that were lost during the flood. And we'll, hopefully with those disaster recovery funds, we can take a bite out of that.
Okay.
At the state level...
Go ahead.
At the state level, those are administered by the Department of Economic Development.
Okay. Hey, we've got just a few seconds left. What would you guys like to leave us with as the foundation continues on into the next year or so?
Yeah, so our next big push, honestly, is continued education and advocacy. There are some big conferences that are coming up in the spring that I'm going to be providing keynote addresses. One of them is hosted by Mike Flood out in Columbus. It's talking specifically about workforce housing and how we can increase the stock in Sarpy and Cass County. We also have the American Association of Home Planning that's going to be in La Vista at Southport that's going to happen in March. And so we're delivering a keynote address on all the different collaborative and innovative approaches that we're trying to tackle, some of which you just heard Carolyn outline. But this really takes a community approach to get after trying to provide these. It can't all be just state and federal funding. Private industry is going to have a part in this, and we're going to talk about some of that in the spring.
Okay, well, Carolyn and Brian, we appreciate you joining us.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.